Al-Qaeda attacks American lives. Are they woke?
There's zero gender.
How do you define wokeness?
How do you define
I have an absolutely gut-wrenchingly hilarious clip for you today. Libs of TikTok founder Chaya Raichik seemingly has an embarrassment fetish, first during the interview with Taylor Lorenz where she was clearly out of her depth, even when only being asked basic surface level questions, and in today's clip that I have for you, where despite her entire career hinging on exactly this, she struggles to define woke when asked, stumbling her way through it, panicking clearly before hurriedly passing off the question to someone else to save her. That someone being Jim Banks, who is a complete chud, MAGA loyalist, who, by the way, is running for Senate in Indiana, where I've interviewed two strong candidates running against him. We have to make sure he doesn't get in office. But first, and for now, let's watch Chaya squirm and then we'll jump back in.
You can't do anything in peace without this wokeness being shoved down your throat wherever you go. So, do you have a question? Is there something funny?
I do.
Yeah, sure.
How do you define wokeness?
Wokeness is the destruction of normalcy and how do you define
Wokeness is the destruction of, well, see guys, this is what happens when you're asked to define a word that you just attach to anything you don't like. Now, Jim Banks then takes the mic and calls woke anti-American, probably just thinking, this is on brand, what an easy answer. I'm the American's American, and if woke is anything I don't like, that means it's anti-American. And I just want you to watch how beautifully he gets cornered in one question by a student. And remember, Jim Banks, Senate candidate.
Anti-Americanism.
It's
No,
the
I'm
destruction.
sick and tired of.
Are those separate
being
things?
taught that America isn't worth fighting and dying for. It's a great country. It's the greatest country in the history of the world. I would say that attacks on our American way of life is wokeism.
So that's broadly though. Like, Al-Qaeda attacks American lives. Are they woke?
Maybe in some ways.
Are they a woke terrorist group?
Yeah, when you can't even give a definition of a word that consistently holds up, it might be complete nonsense. Any way that these MAGA lunatics want to try and describe it, you can, with this level of ease, poke a hole in it to show how clearly it's just the word that they want for things they don't like, but don't have an actual definition for it. The same with communism, honestly. Ask a right winger to define communism. They'll be like, well, it's public education and banks and stuff and taxes, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. If they don't like something, it's either communism, like healthcare, or it's woke, like the acknowledgement of racism. And it goes on. This clip, the intellectual giants these are, can't cut it off too soon. Chaya, when asked how many genders there are, says 0.
For the rainbow bullies right here, could you define, could you give us,
What did you call
how many
us?
genders are there, Chaya, please?
There's zero gender. There's two sexes.
Wait, new cope downloaded. This is insane. What I'm assuming happened here is she easily gets cornered with gender being a social construct, how technically speaking, there's one gender for every person on the planet. She probably didn't know the talking points enough to even sound coherent with how wrong she is. So she's just like, full stop. We're just denying that genders exist now. I'm done with it. Election denialism, meet gender denialism, the pillars of MAGA. I actually don't even know really how to respond to this. I mean, of course, gender exists. There's lots of elements of society that are built off our perceived notions of what gender is. For instance, let me show you a picture of two different people. This person commits a crime. Which prison should they go to? Okay, what about this person? The first is a trans woman. The second is a trans man. In the instance that we remove gender, this person would be in men's prison. Do you think that she would be assaulted more or less in a men's prison? What about this person? Clearly, it's easily free game on both of them if they were to be put in the prison aligned with their sex rather than with their gender. Even further into that hypothetical, the trans woman is Blair White. If she was across the way in a restaurant, and you sent your friend over, you're sitting at the table, you send your friend over to bring her to your table and show her where you're sitting, do you think that she would be easier for your friend to locate if you said, she's standing over by the front. Or if you said, he's standing over by the front. It's clear. I think it's obvious. And this is because when we interact with people in society, we categorize them off their perceived gender. We're not checking privates every time we see someone to say, okay, him, her, the penis guy. It's never, it doesn't work that way. You have to understand that in the same aspect that we still call adopted parents, parents still, even though to be a parent, you have to have your own offspring. Through that, you should be able to see the social application in words that are meant to describe societal roles and expectations. If you told someone, go get the adoption person, they're gonna be like, what? But if you're like, go get my parent, they're gonna know. Blair White's across the restaurant, go get him. They're gonna be looking for hours. Go get her, found in 30 seconds. It's simple. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together.